Welcome to part 2 of my reaction to The Warning's live playthrough of their Queen of the Murder Scene album. If you missed part 1, the link to part 1 is in the description. And be sure to check out all my previous reactions to The Warning. You can find the playlist down below. If you don't know me, my name is P.S.Y.C.H.O.T.I.C. I'm the composer for the symphonic metal project P.S.Y.C.H.O.T.I.C. We recently put out a new song called Overload the Reactor. The link is also down below. I'd love to hear what you think. Before we continue, please like and subscribe, and let's get right into the next song, The Sacrifice.
Please don't hide from me. I see through the fake smile that you've been wearing around. Don't lie to me. I see through the facade that you're portraying as everything starts to collide. You can't forget.
Love the sliding bass that Ale is doing.
Don't reject the darkness in your eyes. One more simple question. No one answers, no one mentions the emotion, that commotion, that fills your every need, that fills your fantasy. If you let this go much further, the beat don't turn it back from me. I will do every move it. I showed you what it means to be so devoted to live for it. It's in the air that you breathe.
This one's really good.
Sacrifice of life, to sacrifice it all.
We're definitely getting some more classic rock inspiration with this song. This is probably the biggest departure from that emo rock / emo metal sound that we've had so far, and I'm here for it. I love the vocals, I love the interesting chord progression. It's a very dynamic song. Let's keep it rolling. Do I hear hints of piano too? Beautiful. Yeah, I meant to bring up that beautiful modulation from the pre-chorus into the chorus. I'm sure you guys know the part that I'm talking about. Seamlessly moving into her mixed head voice for that part. It's almost operatic. And then hitting the chorus. Lovely. We got a lot more major chords in this one to give us a break from the harrowing minor chords. This is very pretty. I love her use of falsetto.
If you let this go much further, the beat don't turn it back from me. I will do it.
Really catchy as well.
I'll show you what it means to be so devoted to live for it. It's in the air that you breathe. It's a sacrifice of life. To sacrifice it all.
little bit underwhelmed by this post-chorus. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, in my mind, I'd love, I don't know, a heavier breakdown or some spice on the guitars there than a sing-along whoa, whoa, whoa part. That's the only thing that isn't to my taste with this song. But otherwise, I really can't complain. I thought that this song was actually a standout, and I'm sure that this one is the favorite of a lot of fans. So looking at the lyrics, I think these are pretty dark. I think that this is the main character talking to herself or her alter ego, and there's some entertaining of self-destruction here, shall we say. What if you could just let go? I will lead you, just follow. All your thoughts of tomorrow, I'll make them disappear. Oof, heavy stuff. Let's move on to the next song, Sinister Smiles.
Hey, little girl, there's something you don't know. You have nothing left but this body you control. I'd walk away, but before I could start, Sinister Smiles shut me up, and they opened up their mouths to say, breathe, breathe, just break apart. Breathe, breathe, just break apart.
Love that lead guitar with the toms. Really good. This 6-4-1-3 chord progression coming back again, unfortunately. A new chord progression for the chorus, thankfully. Love this guitar line. I'm obsessed with this guitar line here.
Just break. You'll never admit you want to be a pawn.
I can certainly compliment this song for how dynamic it is. We're getting some interesting stops and starts. This second verse has some heavier riffing than the first. There's some beautiful clean lead guitar lines from Danny. I do have to complain about the focus on that 6-4-1-3 progression yet again, and I'm grateful that the whole song isn't like that, but even just to get the prominence of it in this one, in the verses, it just gets a bit tiresome hearing the same thing over and over again throughout different songs. So for that reason, I'm not connecting to this one yet, except for that guitar line. I do really enjoy that part. Let's keep it going. I think the pre-chorus is my favorite part of the song. It's catchy. What a fill. can't hear Ale at all. Yeah, this one, it was okay. It was by no means the worst song on the album, but nowhere near a standout. Vocally, Dani certainly had some standout moments towards the end, although it is apparent to me that her vocal stamina and technique greatly improves in the coming years. A little bit shaky in parts in this vocal here, especially when she's belting very high. Like, the control isn't quite there. The pitch isn't quite there as it is later on. And this song, especially in the latter half, depends a lot on the vocal performance. So we got some strong moments, but also some weaker moments. Like, this part blew my mind.
Just break apart. Just break apart.
Mind-blowing. But the next line she struggles with.
Just break apart.
Bit of cracking, very tight straining there. It's a relief to know that this is something she improved over the years, but it was so apparent that I had to point it out. And you might wonder why I would dare nitpick such a thing when the rest of the performance is wholly good. Again, considering their age and stuff, I guess how I'd explain it is, if you're going to include such a challenging vocal part like that in the song itself, it's important that that part is nailed, because in that moment there's a lot of attention drawn to that part due to the nature of it being such a showcase of the singer's abilities, right? So when it goes slightly awry, it's quite glaring and distracting, more so than a failed vocal part that is not intended to be such a standout moment, if that makes sense. The lyrics are focused on the battle between the good side of the character and the bad side. The evil side is saying, break, break, just break apart. And the repetition of that line really is like a hammer nailing in that insanity. And it's so hard to resist it. The next song is Dull Knives. I have already heard this track, but I have not seen this performance of it. So let's see how this goes.
Estamos listos, Ciudad de México. Manos arriba. The rush that's in my veins, I can't control it. Tell me why.
Again, a return to 6-4-1-5, all over the place. And I did mention this in my last reaction, that's a big reason why I can't vibe with this one.
My blood ain't spilling red, I'm freaking out. Feeling all nothing at all.
I like the pre-chorus actually.
'Cause I got just all life's got better. Don't got no control and don't know what I'm feeling anymore. Needles piercing through my brain, slowly increasing the pain. I'm blocking roses, but breathing at the
I guess I can hear Ale if I really pay attention. Yeah, I'm afraid to say I do consider this to be one of their weaker songs overall. It is one of the weaker ones on the album. I don't think it's quite as weak as, I think it was the song Red Hands Never Fade, right? I don't think it's as weak as that one, but it's getting there. It's, I'd say, joint weakest, more or less. You know, predictable, radio friendly, a crowd pleaser. Just not that interesting. At this point, I'm vibing way more with the first half of the album than the second half, or even the first few songs of the album. The first 4 maybe were stronger than everything else. But this song does have a strong outro at least, which I'm looking forward to hearing again.
The truth sinks deeper, slipping through my fingers.
There was an interesting metallic ring off of the snare drum in that brief moment.
Needles piercing through my brain, slowly increasing the pain. I'm blocking roses, but keeping the thoughts.
This part is good. This part's really good. And it depends a lot on the bass. Almost wish that outro were longer because it's very pretty, very well composed. It's funny how like the majority of the song doesn't speak to me at all, but that final outro is like everything. And I did talk about the lyrics in my previous reaction. I believe we're getting to some self-effacement. Yeah, and the guide confirms at this point the evil is winning. She's losing control. For such a dark turning point in the story, this song sounds way too bright for me, way too poppy. The tone doesn't seem quite right. Hopefully we'll get back to a more appropriate tone with the next song, Queen of the Murder Scene. Title track. My patron Chris really wanted me to react to the album version of this song. They really didn't want me to react to this live performance. They think it doesn't do the song justice. Unfortunately, I had to go with the majority rules here. Keep it consistent, react to the live version. So I'm wondering what really is so bad about this live version that the studio version trumps it. Let's see.
You don't really wanna feel like me. I'm lost attention of the infinite. You don't really wanna understand what it's like to have blood on your hands.
Interesting keyboard sounds
You
here.
don't deserve the throne, the crown is mine, and I really don't want to resign. You don't really wanna lose some fear. Dare to try and this above my dear.
This is catchy.
And I don't wanna destroy ya. Open your eyes, 'cause you can't even see the fact that I just can't be controlled by anything but let's see you try. I'm a machine, no emotion. A perfect scene.
This song is pretty lit. Hey, all right. This is a great one. You know, to be fair, I'd say a metalhead before I'm a rockhead. This is probably the heaviest song on the album, so no shocker that it's appealing to me. Really edgy, lots of dynamics, catchy vocals. There's also some good variety in the guitar tone. It really is like striking me as being inspired by like thrash era Metallica. I love this softer pre-chorus, the repetition of that line. You see, there's a beautiful chaos to this song that I'm super into. It's definitely up there as one of my favorites from the album, definitely. Let's keep it going. Back to the main riff, love it.
Give me something worth living for. Now it's all will make everything good. It's not something I like to conceal. I
Maybe not thrashier Metallica, but more like Black Album Metallica. This is so catchy. Great pre-chorus. This is a song that I really would love to see live. Going back to the hard rock for the solo, I respect it. Get it, girl.
If you wanna destroy me, cause you can't even see the fact that I just can't be controlled by anything but that I see you try. I'm on a needle and both sides.
Got the scream in the background too. This song is so sick.
It just doesn't apply to me. It just doesn't apply to me.
This song may enter my top 5 songs by The Warning. And maybe I will make a video like that soon. Maybe I'll do a little ranking of the songs I've heard so far. Let me know if you guys would enjoy that. But this is up there. Let me tell you, I really liked this one. Loved the composition. Energetic, beautifully performed, multifaceted, riff-focused, no overly predictable chord progressions. I'm all about it. So I can assure you, Chris, that this version didn't turn me off the song by any means. In reading the lyrics myself, it sounds like the evil part of her is being challenged by an even more evil part of her. Or maybe this is the good part of her that's trumping the evil part, but I'm not sure. You don't deserve the throne. The crown is mine. It could be the evil part just overcoming the good part, but that line sounds like it's directed at a direct competitor, and the only worthy competitor that I can think of is another evil part of her. So it's like a battle of the evils. Oh yeah, and then there's a few Japanese lines that mean kill, kill, kill. Kind of random, but I guess phonetically they're fun. Like I said, that part was pretty catchy. Yeah, the guy just says that it's about the evil taunting the good side. Yet again. Let's move on to the next song. P.S.Y.C.H.O.T.I.C, spelled out with all caps and periods. Quite like this intro. Guys, you gotta let this chord progression go. Please. I'm begging you. I like this part. Okay, I'm down for the girly cheerleader chant. That was a really nice creative touch, very fun. And I quite like the intro riff of the song. It's the same riff that was under those cheerleader chants. Otherwise, this song is so generic. It's not generic in the broad scheme of musical acts, but I'd say it's generic for them. It like is so entrenched in their core sound that it doesn't offer anything that I haven't heard on previous songs, or even songs from other albums. We just have simple chugging in the verses. Once again, a focus on the 6-4-1-3 chord progression, so that is a bit tedious. And we have a chorus that is very average and not that catchy. Like, it's so clear to me the songs on this album that are standouts and the songs that are duds or skips. Let's keep it going.
Gonna choose waste up from the window and from the news. Will you rip off your face or the bird or the face? The things you couldn't do. Just bask in the glory of all that's contained. Reject this desire, consume all the pain. Be proud of your pride and the things that you hide. Break through the endless hate. There's something inside from which I can hide. They laugh at my presence, they laugh when I cry.
I'm listening closely to Ale here.
Okay,
They ate with that little guitar riff right there. This is the same riff from the chorus they just played, is it? Good riff.
'Cause 1, 2, 3, they're coming after me. 'Cause I'm P.S.Y.C.H.O.T.I.C.
Yeah, I decided to focus on Ale for this song, but she is just holding the fort with the tonic. No, on each chord. That song had some potential. It had some moments of interest from me. The cheerleader chanting and that really catchy riff that featured in the chorus and in the bridge, but those parts weren't capitalized on. Instead, the girls favored a more safe, by the numbers approach to this track that maybe works for some fans. To me, it's very underwhelming. Just given how cool the previous song was, like, I just don't get how there is such a clear cavern between the quality of those songs. And I am only speaking about my personal taste. I do get that, but it is crazy, like the whiplash of enjoyment I seem to be getting from song to song here. This song addresses a situation where a character is attacking someone or planning to kill them, or possibly this character has even been captured, imprisoned, or locked up at this point for their deeds. They laugh at my presence, they laugh when I cry, my eyes have gone wild, their light isn't human. They're coming after me. So it looks like the outside world is onto her shenanigans, and it's just a matter of time before the story ends. Let's move on to the second last song, Hunter. Got a nice little swing to this one.
You taught me with words that don't make a sound. You mock with your actions, you laugh with no doubt. You relish the pain, or cherish the more. 'Cause after this there'll be nothing to feel anymore. Fall onto me now.
change. It's the 6-4-1-5 chord progression again. This song started so strong too. I liked that really distinct riff that the song started with, and I liked the little bum 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 feel to the verses. That's really interesting. That stuff makes me go like, ooh, this song is different. Where are we going with this? And I even liked that we had a key change into the chorus. But the chorus itself is the same chord progression that we've been getting on so many other songs. There's two ways that you can look at this, and I'm sure that the way I'm about to describe is how most fans hear it. The simple and repetitive chord progression is their way of not overcomplicating things, and the fact that it appears in so many songs also creates a feeling of consistency throughout the songs. And perhaps there's no need to experiment with the harmony or the chords when the focus is on the lyrics and the quality of the instruments, the overall texture, and it also makes things easier to sing along to. The other way of looking at things, and this is how I interpret it, is that I'm hearing the same thing over and over again repeatedly throughout the songs, so I am getting a bit bored by this. And I do want to point out that The Warning is not the only band, or the only artist rather, that I have criticized for doing this. And I'm not going to name the others because I don't want to invite even more vitriol than I might potentially get for being so harsh. But when I listen to an album, I like being taken on a journey. I like being taken from A to B. I like variety. I like peaks and valleys. But this album, to be honest, at this point, is very repetitive musically. We get little pops of variety here and there, and those are the points that I live for. Since the chord progression is so lacking in variety, it also makes like the tone of each song sound very similar. So even if the lyrics, the linear story in the lyrics is progressing, that's not being reflected in the music like at all. So I do have to be honest and express my frustrations about that, because I know that they are capable of really nailing my personal taste, as they have done multiple times on this album, but they're also capable of losing me completely. So this is a reaction video. You are getting my genuine reaction here. And I hope that all of this isn't taken the wrong way. I'm not trying to dictate how they should write music, but I can dictate how it affects me personally. And that's what I'm trying to express here. Let's keep it going. Okay, this part's good. This part is good. You can see like what I'm into, I hope, by the parts that appeal to me, and now we're back to a mode that is kind of bouncing off me again. We got a small taste of a catchy riff in the bridge that I liked. Would love to have seen that developed more throughout the song, but we only got about 8 bars of it. Unfortunate. I think you guys get the idea that this is definitely not one of my favorites. I think the lyrics for this one are about the good part of her getting some confidence to fight back and win against her shadows. I'm coming back. There's no escape. It's my turn. I'll pass on judgment. You can't escape your fate. In looking at the guide acknowledges that that is one interpretation, but according to the girls themselves, apparently, in Hunter, the Grim Reaper appears and delivers a fatal wound to the Queen at the end of this song. However, since the Queen has multiple personalities and is psychotic, it's easy to see that the Grim Reaper is simply a manifestation of either the evil side or of some other personality inside her. So it's sort of a convoluted way of saying that she takes herself away from this life. Once again, a really dark subject matter that is not reflected in the tone of the music. The story gets darker and darker and darker, but where is this happening reflected in the music? I'm not hearing it. Like, if anything, that song was very bouncy and like, how does that communicate Grim Reaper sacrificing oneself and torment within the two parts colliding? Like, it just doesn't really make sense. I apologize if you're sick of me at this point, but we do have one song left to go. So I appreciate you sticking around. The next song is The End. Stars always seem to fade.
¡Listos!
Same chord progression yet again.
Wish I could forget, 'cause all the things I've done and all the things I've said don't go away. They stay with me like a constant loop inside my mind that's always on repeat. I know it's wrong, but there's nothing to be done.
I gotta compliment P.S.Y.C.H.O.T.I.C on her vocals. She doesn't seem to experience the difficulties that Danny does. This song, it's using the same chord progression again that we've gotten repeatedly throughout the other tracks. So it just sounds like the same song coming back at me yet again. Of course, this one is a ballad, so the tempo is slower, which does alter the atmosphere to make it seem a little bit more profound and emotional. I understand that. What I like about this song is the melodic guitar parts that Danny is playing. They are quite pleasant to listen to, but the vocal melody itself is nothing to write home about, even if P.S.Y.'s performance of it is to be commended. Lots of control, lots of emotion being communicated by her through her performance. I'm also getting a little hint of like Cranberries, Zombie in this song. I'm not sure if that's intentional or not. I'm gonna assume not, only because these elements have appeared so much throughout the album. Let's keep it going.
They'll never know, 'cause I'll never say anything about the memories that live inside my head. They stay with me, they don't go away. They haunt me every night while I'm lying in my bed. This is the end.
Someone might have been off there. Heard a little bit of dissonance.
I'm lying in my bed.
Yeah.
This is the end.
Someone's playing the wrong note there. I can see why you guys warned me that the girls were in the early stages here, because we are getting little mistakes.
So long, my friend. Stars always seem to fade. It's a little too late to. With bloodstained hands, I make amends.
That vocal melody is actually really similar to the vocal melody of Zombie by the Cranberries.
Start over again. There's nowhere to run. What if I go?
Nice bridge. Nice bridge. Good. Great vocal performance by P.S.C.H.O.T.I.C, actually.
This is the end,
Great solo.
my friend.
So the bridge and the solo were really good, actually.
Seems to fade. It's a little too late to. With bloodstained hands, I make amends. Stars always seem to
Living for the
fade.
guitar.
It's a little too late to start again. Start again. Start again.
Super clean vocal there. Very clean. Okay, I think I expressed my thoughts on that one more or less. I'd say honestly below average. The live performance was solid, especially vocally and on the lead guitar, but there were a few bum notes there in the middle, and just the overall melody and everything was derivative. I would say this is a conclusion to this album that is the least appropriate one possible tonally. Yeah, and I feel that especially because the lyrics are communicating this hopelessness, this resignation to her dark fate. And here, perhaps she finally does die. And the guide points out how the final line says "start again," which is a little nod to Dust, an unintentional one, but it worked out. Okay, so that leads me to my final thoughts on this album. Let me try to explain it this way. There's some music on this album that I absolutely love. I think is amazing, so enjoyable, so creative, so genius, in fact. I feel that way about the songs that are dynamic, give me something that I don't expect, that reflect the lyrics well, tonally. And I felt that this happened more so in the earlier tracks, like Dust to Dust, like Crimson Queen, even in songs like The Sacrifice, perhaps. Those songs are really, really good. And I'm sorry that the rest of the album didn't match the quality of those songs. This album is so heavily focused on a singular chord progression, which is crazy. Like, it's okay to have the same chord progression in one or two songs, as there's only so many chord progressions that you can create, but to use the same chord progression on so many different songs is wild. It definitely makes the experience way more monotonous and boring than it has to be for me personally as a listener, and it just doesn't make any sense with regard to the lyrical content, because we get a gradual and very subtle and tasteful shift in this character's madness throughout each track, but the way that that madness is communicated musically is purely non-existent. And I will say that I am actually glad that you guys convinced me to react to the live versions of these songs, because if I listened to the album version, I think I would have been even more harsh, because I wasn't getting the visual part of the entertainment. Whereas if this album were stronger musically, I could easily enjoy it in studio format without any visual cues. But I don't think this album is that strong. The songs that I find to be exceptionally strong in it are few and far between, but they are so strong that they really do bump the album up significantly despite a ton of weaker tracks dragging it down. I'm certainly intrigued by the lyrical content, and the lyrical content was consistently good throughout. I didn't see any connection between the music and the lyrical content. And honestly, the fact that, according to the bandmates themselves, the lyrical content is so open to interpretation is an indication that they didn't think too seriously about connecting the music with the lyrics. And that does show, unfortunately. Am I being too harsh on this album? Should I really be taking their age into account more? It's hard for me to do that because when I react to music genuinely, I want to be genuine about how it impresses me or how it makes me feel, regardless of how old the musicians were when they made it. Like, I don't think it would be very useful for me to sit here and patronize these girls and patronize you. So I really am taking the music and the performances as is. I'm basing my critique on the quality of the music and the performances only, especially when these are perfectly and exceptionally skilled musicians, even at this stage in their life, and they completely 100% knew what they were doing. So with that, I'm really interested to hear your thoughts. Let me have it. Let me know what you think of these songs, what you thought of my analysis. Again, if you missed part 1, the link to part 1 is in the description, and be sure to check out the rest of my reactions to The Warning. The playlist is down below. If you don't know me, my name is P.S.Y.C.H.O.T.I.C. I'm the composer for the symphonic metal project P.S.Y.C.H.O.T.I.C. We recently put out a new song called Overload the Reactor. The link is also down below. I'd love to hear what you think. I am on Patreon if you fancy your own reaction requests and additional benefits such as early access and polls. And there's also a link to my full reaction database spreadsheet if you're curious about all of the other music I've covered on the channel. Otherwise, please like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Thanks so much and take care.